So I want to share an interesting story of an intervention I did early in my career that I think will be illustrative of a couple of the sides of intervention. You know, in the beginning, one of the things we're doing is identifying potential placements and where someone might go to get some support. And with a young man who was living in New Jersey, we had identified a wilderness program in Utah that he was appropriate for. He was adopted and had a lot of attachment issues, and this facility was really strong with that, and it just seemed like a great fit. The therapist that they were going to assign him seemed like a great fit. And so that's kind of one side of intervention, which is sort of figuring out what support someone might need, where they might go, following the case as they get there, supporting the family, things like that. The other side is actually getting the human there, and the maybe more intervention that people think of. And this young man lived in New Jersey, and to get out to the west, we needed to be there by 6 p.m. in the middle of nowhere in Utah. So we had to do the intervention the night before. And so I flew out there, and he was living in his parents' basement, working for his dad's company. Dad had finally decided that, the various shenanigans that were going on weren't working anymore, and they were ready to ask him to get some help. So I coached them on how to do that, flew to New Jersey, showed up at their kitchen table, and Dad went downstairs and invited the young man upstairs to have a conversation. He came up the stairs, took one look at me, turned to his parents and said, "You brought another one of these jokers?" And then looked at me and said, "You're not part of my family. I have nothing to say to you," and walked out the door. And parents and I looked at each other, and I turned to them and said, "You know what? He's right. I'm not part of your family. What I want you to do is send him a text that says, you know what? He agrees with you, but we have to talk about what's been going on and what we're going to do moving forward. And he's going to leave." And I left, and I went back to my hotel, and I coached Dad a little bit on what to say, and sure enough, he walked back in the house, and they had a talk. And about 2 hours after I got back to my hotel, I got a phone call from a crying dad who said, "He's ready to go. You guys are set for your 6 a.m. flight tomorrow." And I get chills just thinking about it. And that really showed me that intervention isn't about me. As an interventionist, I can help families, I can help create change, but the power has nothing to do with me. And it really informed me for a lot of my work moving forward that, I'm not in charge, happy to help, how can I be of service?